So this will be another breakdown video, more like a continuation from where the Nasdaq sell in the last video. So this is the buy I projected from the sell. Just after we're done with the sell, I projected this buy, and yeah, so I'll be doing a breakdown on how I got in on this buy. I think it was a 1 to 6 trade or something, or 1 to 5 there about. Yeah, 1 to 4.9. I was around 1 to 5. All right, so yeah, let's go straight into the charts. All right, so here we have it. So this was the sell. This right here was the sell. I think I did the breakdown for this one already. This sell, right? I did the breakdown for that already. And this is the buy. This was the buy that was projected to target this liquidity and the highs. Yeah, so but I could not get in from here. I missed the entry there. I'll point out the entry I missed. So I was able to get in from here, and this was the before the execution, and this is obviously the outcome. All right, so I'm just going to walk us through how I came about this beautiful setup. From the last video, if you remember, obviously anyone seeing this may not even have seen the last video, but I did a previous video showing how I expected this zone, because it's this zone, to sponsor price back to this particular liquidity here, and because of the mitigations on these highs, I expected this external high to be taken. So that was my projection, and obviously we can see that was what happened. It took this liquidity, and it took this liquidity and then took the external high. That was it. So I'll just walk us through how I went on with this buy. Right, so from here, I was on chart when price did this first touch on the zone, but I wasn't comfortable, just taking the buy right from there. If I took the buy just from here, it wasn't a bad one. I think it was up to 1 to 3, right? 1 to 2.5, and then if I target the external high, around 1 to 3, which will still not be bad. I do minimum of 1 to 3. In fact, that's my average risk to reward ratio. So I wanted another sweep on this low before I would be confident with my entry. Done with this, which was why I didn't engage here. Then I waited, and we didn't have that sweep here. I was also on chart here, and then we had the sweep here. But I wasn't on chart. I think I was sleeping or something. I wasn't on chart when we had the sweep. If I was on chart when we had this particular sweep, this would have been my entry. This violation here, right? That would have been my entry. So it would have been something like this. I may just decide to cover this low because this was mitigated, so I may decide to cover this low and just target. That's 1 to 6. So that would have been my entry, but I wasn't on chart, so I missed that particular entry. Now, after this low was taken, right, we then broke two structures to the upside, which was clear change of character. Price was ready to, price had changed intents from sells to buys. Enough confirmation. Now, after this zone has been violated, remember, this is the next structural supply that should have sent price back, but it failed to. In fact, this is the major supply zone that should have sent price back, but it failed to. And because it failed to, let me explain what I mean by the major structural supply. This was a low, and this was the high, this was the low, this was the high, and this high was what bettered this low. This particular low didn't break this low, so this was the last high that bettered this low, meaning this was the supply. This guy was the supply that should have sent price back. Perhaps this would have acted as an inducement or whatever, but it wasn't respected. You can see the clear violation with a Marubozu candle, full momentum candle, and then violated it back again without any form of respect to this guy, and then violated it back again without any respect to this zone. No form of reaction at all to this zone. So these violations only give a sense of reactivation to this guy, meaning if there's any retracement that is going to happen, right, next with lesser momentum, this zone is the one to activate the reversal, right? So that was why I was so confident in this zone, and then I had this zone marked out, and this obviously became the structural inducement, not true liquidity but structural inducement to this zone. And yeah, so I had my order there. This was my order, right? And then price went so far. Immediately I saw these build-ups, I was so happy because I knew these were just incomplete mitigations. This was just build up of liquidities. All these were build up of liquidities. All this were build up of liquidities. So I knew price was definitely going to come for this zone for activation. And there we have it. And then went into this particular zone. I think I took the sell. I want to remember. Did I take this sell? No, I didn't take this sell. It was close of the week. Yeah, I'm right. Friday. So I marked it out with the intention to sell to this guy. But Nasdaq opened with a CME gap to the downside. That was why I wasn't able to engage. I was going to engage it from here if price rejected from the zone, created this liquidity, and then I was waiting for price to come back here so I can take this sell from just above this liquidity to this zone. Obviously price just opened below and immediately triggered this guy, and just when it triggered him, went straight to targets. This was the ideal target for this zone. This zone was to sponsor this liquidity, but because I knew where price was coming from, so I knew we were going for this external high here on this liquidity. So that was my target, and there we have it. And like I said, because all these were mitigated and this external high was going to be taken to, that was how I was able to capitalize on this beautiful Nasdaq buy with a total of about 1 to 5, estimating it 1 to 5. Yeah, I had another re-entry here, but it didn't work out. Price didn't come back. This was a liquidity again, a sessional liquidity. I had the price come back here, but it didn't. It just went up. That was alright. And that's the futures chart. This is the CFD. Okay, same thing. Nothing. I didn't take any more trade on Nasdaq. The next video I'll do will be on US30 and USD JPY. I think I did something on those ones too. Yes, sir.